the name of the speech escapes me. Excuse me while that doesn't mean.
It's not there.
The name of the speech, it's our surprise guest, is The 5 Love Languages. The speech is going to be 5 to 7 minutes long. I believe the second speech, the objectives of the second speech, I'm trying to go from memory. And let's get to the getting organized. Is that what it is to have an organized speech that's got a body, introduction, body, and a conclusion. It's pretty much what he has to accomplish today. And other than that, I don't know anything else. So, here to give us his second speech at Toastmasters is Jarret Wall. Thank you.
What do you mean, I don't love you? I show you my love every day. I work 2 jobs, I buy you flowers every week, and I drop the kids off at school every morning so you can go to yoga. I mean, what more do you want from me? I do this all for you. Well, it seems a little interesting here. We have a husband and a wife who both want to give and receive love. But what's happening? When it comes to their relationship, it seems like they're speaking a different language, almost a different love language. In the following, I'll inspire you from the teachings of a famous book called The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. And in this book, in this time, I'll describe what each of the 5 love languages are and some of the attributes about them. So to list them, the first one is words of affirmation. The second, quality time. The third, physical touch. The fourth, acts of service. And the fifth, gifts. So I'll expand on those in a sec. Might be a lot right away. But the first, words of affirmation. These are words that are used to build up your partner and let them know how you feel. They can be expressed in a variety of ways. Vocally, through your mouth, through a letter or note, or even through someone else. For example, often men like to make fun of each other, poke at each other, and it's usually kind of put each other down, kind of negative things. But what happens is that spills over into a marriage relationship where a wife is really wanting to have that same type, isn't wanting to have that same type of interaction as he does with the boys, so to speak, and when in fact these words are the thing that she really wants, the thing that she wants to hear from him. And what causes her husband is to carry over these kind of harmful, kind of nagging or kind of slight comments into the relationship, and it causes her a lot of hurt and pain, when in fact that's not, she actually wants the opposite thing. The second is quality time. So this is referring to undivided time devoted specifically to being with your partner and engaging with them. This is not to be confused with something called quantity time, which is just spending all your time together. It's a lot different. Not only is this meant to be physically with your partner, it's a time where you engage at a deeper level and give them your full attention. One simple trick I learned at a marriage seminar at our church is called turning towards. So if I'm interacting with somebody, it means to stop, turn my eyes, my face, my body, my chair, to obviously give them my full attention. To obviously just turn towards and let them know that they are the center of their attention, that we are having a direct time. Even though I may feel I don't need to do that, that's what's important for a person whose love language is quality time. The third one we have is physical touch. This love language is referring to a real and tangible physical interaction. Often it gets interpreted to mean sex only. In fact, that's one element of it, but there's much more to it than just that. It may include realms such as a hug or a kiss, maybe some PDA, public displays of affection. It might even be just a light touch on the shoulder as you pass by your partner. So a great place to see this in action is during a time of trauma or distress. Maybe there's an argument or maybe something's happened. And if someone's primary love language is physical touch, Often they'll want to have some sort of contact during this, maybe touch of the hand, maybe being really close to each other, or just maybe a hug. And it's funny to see because that person is often the one coming close to you, whereas my wife, for example, she's not that way, and she's okay with being a little bit distant, a little bit away from that, because it's not really a concern for her. The fourth is acts of service. It sounds like the love language of the lazy. However, you'd be surprised to know that it's often not the lazy people that are prone to this. Since people actually express their love in their kind of native language, as in they express it the way they want to receive it, this often is the busybodies that do everything for everyone else that are prone to this one. So this would include the husband at the beginning of my speech, who was telling his wife about all the things that he does for her, and about how he does them not just for him, but for her. He takes the kids to school, he buys her flowers, he works 2 jobs for her. But really what he's saying is, this is how I want to receive love, so that's naturally how I'm going to give love. And it just doesn't coincide. And so really you can see how they need to start speaking the same language. He's speaking this way, she's speaking this way, and they're not interacting. And the last one is gifts. So although I absolutely love presents, this isn't my primary love language. It simply refers to not just big extravagant gifts, but also little gifts that someone may give to their partner. Often we think that these gifts must be something like at a birthday or at Christmas or something where you have to buy this super huge gift, but often it can just be, example would be maybe if a husband or wife is away on a business trip or on a weekend or at the store, they just go in with a small gesture, just to basically say, hey, I'm thinking of you, and here's a gift in light of that. And so this is just an introduction of the 5 love languages, just a brief overview of Gary Chapman's book. So to recap, the 5 languages are words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, acts of service, and gifts. So as you heard me share these things, maybe something totally new to you. If it is, I would encourage you to give some thought to the concept of a love language. Even if you aren't married, maybe there's a relationship in your life where you can try a new way of communicating your care or your love for that person. I don't doubt that it'll be worth your while. Thanks.